Hello and thanks for joining us on this Friday. I'm Mackailyn Johnson. Here's some of the stories we're following today. Now at noon, North Little Rock police have identified the two men killed in a North Little Rock homicide earlier this month. More on this in less than 2 minutes.
The House Ways and Means Committee releases former President Trump's tax return. Some Skyler Henry on Capitol Hill with the red flags the panel says it found and reactions from the former president.
Plus, preps for the New Year's Eve ball drop in New York City are well underway. A sneak peek at the finishing touches just ahead. But first, meteorologist Scott Covert is here with us. And if you can see behind me, you can't see much. It's really foggy out there, and it was off and on showers today. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see today.
It's been a wet start to our Friday. Many folks woke up to widespread heavy rain at times. Really a good soaking rain. That's all it was. But things have slowly but surely began to clear out. Still holding on to that fog. And as you see here on radar, I am still tracking some shower activity in the natural state. It's pretty scattered in nature, not near as widespread as it was earlier. But if you live in Mayflower, you're probably seeing some sprinkles. Those raindrops getting ready to move into parts of Maumelle, West Little Rock, Searcy. You've seen a little bit of rain there in White County, Batesville as well. It's this scattered activity that we've got that 10% chance of rain in the forecast for, and that's going to continue to be in the forecast throughout this evening into the overnight hours. Most of us, though, should be dry the rest of the day. It's mild, 60 degrees right now in Little Rock and Pine Bluff, 55 currently in Conway, sitting at 63 in Hot Springs. Your forecast for today keeps us overcast and mild with that slight chance of a couple additional showers. Better chance of rain in parts of southeastern Arkansas late tonight while many of us are sleeping, but we should dry out just in time for a lovely holiday weekend. Enjoy the warmer temperatures and the dry weather. It looks to turn stormy by Monday night. The very latest on that severe weather potential coming up in 13 minutes.
Scott, thank you. And just into the THV 11 newsroom, after more than a month of searching, authorities have a 25-year-old man in custody in connection to the killing of the 4 University of Idaho students. Here's what we know so far. Brian Koberger was arrested in the Poconos in connection to the murder of those 4 University of Idaho students. They were all stabbed to death in the girls' off-campus home back in November. A SWAT team entered the location in the Poconos early this morning where Koberger was staying. Idaho State Police and the Moscow Police Department will host a news conference this afternoon. We now have new information to share about a North Little Rock double homicide we told you about earlier this month. Back on December 19th, North Little Rock police responded to a double homicide near the 800 block of East 16th Street just before 6 that night. We now know that the 2 victims, 19-year-old Devon Hill of Little Rock and 18-year-old Braden Robinson of Little Rock, were found shot to death inside a vehicle at the scene. Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to contact North Little Rock Police. And also in a THV 11 update, Little Rock Police reveal that a suspect has been arrested in connection with the apartment lake killing November 10th. 21-year-old Justin Deshaun Davis of North Little Rock is being held at the Pulaski County Jail on 2 different felony warrants. The sheriff's office arrested him on the 20th. Then Thursday, Little Rock Police arrested him on first-degree murder. Public records don't currently show why he was arrested on the 20th, so THV 11 has reached out to the sheriff's office to ask why. Meanwhile, homicide detectives want to arrest this teenager. Tyler Bland is accused of capital murder. He's just 15 years old. THV 11 is identifying him due to the seriousness of this charge and because police are asking for information on his whereabouts. They're asking for tips to be sent in by phone or the LRPD app. Continuing coverage this afternoon on the state of a civil emergency declared this week in Eudora. City leaders are now extending the curfew through Monday, January 3rd, citing a rise in violence. The mayor held a town hall meeting last night to talk about the concerns by members of the community.
This action was taken to protect every family in the city, no matter race, age, or where you live. Families all over are hurting from this senseless act. Our elderly, my people of wisdom, they are afraid.
The mayor says that daycares closed early Thursday out of fear of violence. She's calling on the townspeople to help stop the crime. Police Chief Mark Pitts says the curfew comes after the city saw a wave of shootings in people's homes early last week. He adds that this is part of a trend happening for months. Chief Pitts says they've reached out to county and state law enforcement for help. Some officers work 16-hour shifts, even plainclothesmen patrol overnight. What remains unanswered is why this is happening and who's doing it. Stay with THV 11 for continuing coverage as we learn more. Governor-elect Sarah Huckabee Sanders is now nominating Jacob Oliva of Florida to be the state education secretary. His Sunshine State roots and current job in the administration of Republican Governor Ron DeSantis offer an instant glimpse into how Sanders wants to approach schools in Arkansas.
I think parents have a right to know what their children are being taught, which textbooks are being used, and what they have access to in the school libraries. And it's up to school districts to share that information and be transparent.
Oliva has been at the center of parental rights debates and fights over age-appropriate teaching of racial and LGBT material. But before moving to the state level, the Miami native led the school district in the Daytona Beach area. Well, tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and before you head to your holiday parties, Arkansas State Police say make sure you have a plan to get home safely. According to ASP, it's one of the holidays with the most drunk driving related crashes, but as THV 11's Brooke Buckner shows us, these wrecks can be prevented.
You can take somebody else's life and then you have to live with that for the rest of your life.
State Police Sergeant Chuck Lewis says responding to drunk driving crashes is never easy.
You have to notify family, and especially when there's been a loss of life, there's just not words to explain to someone.
That's why he encourages every driver to have a plan this New Year's Eve and to not drink and drive.
If you make the choice to drink and drive, several things can happen. You get stopped, you're going to get arrested for DWI, you're going to have a 30-day permit to drive, then you're going to have to go before the Driver Control Board, you're going to lose your license eventually.
Sergeant Lewis says they had 4 related DWI crashes last New Year's Eve and 24 arrests that night into New Year's Day morning.
Ask for Uber or taxi, somebody will get you home, just don't take it upon yourself to do that.
J-Hook Towing and Recovery will tow you and your car home this New Year's Eve as a safer alternative.
We're all about safety. J-Hook has been really involved with that for years and years. We want to continue the good service to help the general public.
Manager Tim Moody says last year they responded to about 35 calls, and he's expecting another busy evening Saturday.
We're going to tow you home for free. We need to work together and save lives. That's so important.
The person that took the life, it runs it for the rest of their life for them when it could have all been avoided.
Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Sergeant Lewis says if you get out on New Year's Eve, you can expect to see extra troopers out patrolling the roads. You can find more information about how to get free rides on our website, thv11.com. Tonight, Mega Millions will offer its largest end-of-the-year jackpot ever at a whopping $640 million. This is the 6th time the prize has ever climbed past the $600 million mark, though last July, one lucky winner in Illinois won $1.3 billion. And the U.S. government is now funded to operate through the end of the federal budget year in September. On Thursday, President Biden signed the $1.7 trillion bill that also includes about $45 billion in new aid for Ukraine and to NATO allies. The Democrat-led House Ways and Means Committee has released 6 years of Donald Trump's personal and business tax returns. The former president fought for years to keep them secret. Skylar Henry reports.
6 years of tax returns belonging to former President Donald Trump that wheeled through the U.S. Capitol in boxes last week were released online by the House Ways and Means Committee Friday morning. Congressional analysis of personal and business tax forms from 2015 to 2020 revealed the former first family reported more losses than gains in 6 years since 2015. And Trump paid only $750 in federal taxes in 2016 and 17 and nothing in 2020.
I've been under audit for so many years. Every year I get audited.
But last week, the Ways and Means Committee issued a report that found the IRS did not do the mandatory presidential audits of Mr. Trump during his first 2 years in office and never completed any audits while he served. Congress's nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation found multiple red flags in Trump's tax returns, including his carryover losses and deductions tied to conservation and charitable donations. They're also looking at loans to his children that could be taxable gifts.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, I have 24 yeas, 16 noes.
The committee voted down party lines to make the former president's tax returns public, a move he fought for more than 3 years, attempting to keep his finances private, breaking decades of political norms when he refused to voluntarily release his tax returns. In a statement sent to CBS News, Trump said the release shows, quote, how proudly successful I have been. He also criticized Democrats for releasing it and the Supreme Court for approving the release. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
For years, team sports have been considered a life benefit for young people, and now there's a study that backs that up. We'll tell you about it in about 6 minutes. Scott?
For most of us, the rain has come to an end. Others still seeing a few sprinkles. We'll track those on live radar, and we'll get an idea of what kind of weather you can expect this holiday weekend. And an update on that severe weather system that arrives early next week. Everything you need to know to get weather ready coming up when we return.